For 1,000 cycles of the galactic clock, the Tharic Sun Empire had believed itself untouchable. Their fleets numbered in the hundreds of thousands, their weapons capable of annihilating planets in a single strike. No species had ever resisted them. No civilization had ever survived their wrath. Conquest was routine. Fear was their currency, and arrogance their shield. Then humans appeared on the edge of their space. Initial observations dismissed them as inconsequential, a minor species eking out existence on a blue planet orbiting an average star. Reports from scouting probes indicated no advanced technology, no significant fleet, no sign that humanity could ever threaten the Tharic. Intelligence officers laughed at their feeble defenses and their primitive world. An insignificant species, Commander Vekla said, sipping his data synth juice. No fleet, no weapons, no meaning. This will be entertaining. The Tharic Sun High Command issued the standard ultimatum: surrender and serve the Empire, or perish. Humanity responded, not with pleas, not with excuses, not with negotiations, but with a single word transmitted through the Empire's own relays: acknowledged. Silence met the word. The Tharic Suns scoffed. They assumed confusion, hesitation, or fear. None imagined comprehension. 50,000 warships left the Tharic Sun homeworld, engines roaring, weapons charged, a display of unmatched might. They reached the nearest human colony with ease. The planet was defenseless by any standard the Tharic Suns understood. Orbital bombardment began. Cities incinerated, military installations obliterated. Human casualties were high. But reports indicated an unusual resilience, small groups countering with primitive projectile weapons, rail cannons, and nuclear devices. It was unexpected, but irrelevant, thought Admiral Zale. The Dominion of the Stars had never known failure, and failure was impossible. By the time the fleet reached Earth, the Tharaxans expected humanity to surrender. Instead, a single vessel approached their flagship, tiny, unremarkable, its power signature almost non-existent against the backdrop of the Tharic Sun dreadnoughts. Pathetic, Zale sneered. One ship against 50,000, it will be obliterated instantly. But the human ship moved differently. It did not dodge, it did not flee, it did not attempt conventional attacks. It accelerated toward the flagship with surgical precision. The Tharic Sun sensors recorded a faint, almost imperceptible distortion around the vessel. Then the impossible occurred. The flagship's shields collapsed. Systems shut down. Comms channels were flooded with the untranslatable screams of crews who simply ceased to exist. One by one, entire squadrons blinked out, leaving no debris, no explosion, only absence. The human ship did not fire a single weapon. Its hull did not release any energy signature. Yet 50,000 Tharic Sun warships vanished in moments, erased as if reality itself had rejected them. One final transmission appeared on every remaining Tharaxon screen, blinking once, twice, thrice, acknowledged. The High Command was paralyzed. Entire offices fell silent. Generals collapsed in disbelief, and the Emperor's throne room was filled with an unfamiliar sound. Fear. What has humanity done? Whispered the Emperor, his massive hands trembling on the armrests. His advisors had no answer. They had studied the fleet's final moments for weeks, analyzed every sensor reading, every data stream, every anomalous reading, and found nothing. No energy spikes, no weapon signatures, no plausible theory. The fleet had not been destroyed, it had simply ceased to exist. 3 days later, another message arrived, routed across the Empire's most secure channels. Coordinates were included, as if to mock the Tharic Sun's arrogance. One ship was enough. Do not make us send another, it read. The Emperor's pride screamed for retaliation. 1,000 warships were dispatched, a calculated show of force. Every officer, every soldier, every weapon of the fleet was ready for battle. They approached the coordinates. Empty space. No planets, no stations, no anomalies. Only the void stretched before them. And then the disappearance began again. Ships blinked out, entire squadrons vanishing without trace. Power grids failed. Communications channels went dead. Warp engines flared and collapsed as reality itself seemed to reject the presence of the fleet. The Tharic Suns realized, too late, that this was no conventional weapon, no attack they could counter. It was something far beyond their comprehension. The final transmission appeared, imprinted across every terminal, every sensor, every console. Final warning. The Emperor slumped in his throne, knowing for the first time that his empire was no longer the apex predator of the galaxy. Humanity had not fired a shot, yet they had erased the mightiest fleet the stars had ever known. They had demonstrated a power the Tharic Suns could neither understand nor resist. Years passed. The Tharic Sun Empire never rebuilt its fleets. Expansions ceased. Borders were patrolled cautiously. Empires whispered of humanity in fear. And the once mighty warriors became shadowed by dread. They had laughed at humanity, dismissed them as insignificant, and now, the galaxy had taught them a harsh lesson. Never underestimate what you cannot comprehend. Humanity continued its quiet existence, ever expanding, ever They had chosen mercy or perhaps simply disinterest, but the lesson was clear. Any who crossed their line would not face retribution. They would cease to exist. The galaxy never forgot, the void was watched, and the Tharic suns, once rulers of countless stars, would never laugh again.